Hey, my name is Kevin, and I want to talk to you about something that has made me crazy. Um, it's the fact that you get locked into tools you choose to use because they feel like the right tools when you start. A lot of times, this happens because the cost is right, or because somebody suggested it, and that lock in, that tie down, has made me crazy. So if you're a solopreneur, an entrepreneur, or a marketer, and you have a little bit of technical savvy, I will promise this probably won't always be the easiest. I'd like to make a host of tutorials that show you how to do absolutely everything you're already doing, but using open source softwares as best I can. So there are softwares you will not be able to use, or at least services. So your hosting, you're going to end up paying someone for. I suppose you could technically host from your home and get the infrastructure, but it's just cost prohibitive. But the fact that by using software like Modic and WordPress, if you find that your provider is no longer providing you with the service and support that you should expect as a person who's paying for that service, you can pack everything up and move it seamlessly to the next host, allowing you to choose the best host for you and the best service you can possibly afford. I'm also going to talk a lot about how to use different plugin services that maybe you are paying for, but they're really so minimally integrated that you aren't forced to stay with them. So we're talking about if you want to use SendGrid or you want to use Amazon SES, both those tools are paid for tools. They give you a little bit for free, but they aren't fully free tools. But you can just snap in whichever one's right for you. Or if you have the capacity to pay for that to be hosted entirely on your own mail system, you could just bypass them altogether, and you won't affect deliverability the way you could if you were to just host from your own server where your website is. Because that's a dangerous game no matter who you are, and that's why you do want to use one of these big hosts. And so that's just something you need to learn to do. Also, when you're new, especially when you can't afford a lot of the big tools, you probably also aren't sure what security needs you need to make. So one of the things that I want to make sure is included in amongst all these tools is how to harden your WordPress install, how to harden your Modic install. So this stuff, I am not going to monetize these videos. I just want you to get as much value as possible, because I never want anybody to be installing or integrating their softwares. And I never want to see you, if you're a savvy marketer, you're a technical person, you're trying to become an entrepreneur, I don't want you using tools that once you've used for 3 years, you can't give up because you can't migrate things properly. So I'm not pointing anybody out specifically, but ClickFunnels, you kind of have this capacity to lock a person into the technology, and I find that that is true of so many of the big bad techs out there, that I don't want that to ever be true for the things that I teach you. If I'm picking a service, I'm going to pick it because it snaps in and snaps out. No tool or tooling that I suggest here should you ever feel locked into entirely. And though some of it you may feel attached to because you're going to use it for a long time, you're going to be familiar, we should always be flexible. As an entrepreneur, one of the most important things you have going for you is your ability to think and to problem solve. It's going to be fun, whoever you are, even if it's going to be freaking hard. If you don't believe it's going to be freaking hard, you are in the wrong place. And if you just want to get the no learning, no tweaking, no do it, I am sure that there is an internet guru out there that would love your money to show you how to build the same things in something that he's going to get commission for you using month over month. And he's going to make you feel like it's the only tool that's available and it's somehow magic. There are no magic tools. There is no easy button. So if you're prepared to strap in, learn something new, integrate technologies. You can use this for your digital marketing agency if you want to really bootstrap it up. You can use it for your own personal marketing. It doesn't matter to me which one makes you happier, but it does matter to me that you learn something. So if I'm unclear, ask questions. If there's something you want to know that I haven't covered, make sure you put it in the comments. And if you want to get great content regarding building out all the components, building out that blog and that website and that marketing funnel and that email automation, I'm going to touch on chatbots briefly, I expect at some point in the distant future, because I've got a couple friends who are just crushing it with them. I don't think they're for everybody, but they are really neat tools. And if you want to see it done with open source software so that it can be as close to free as possible, without locking you into something that you can just never migrate if you find that your provider no longer is giving you what you expect or what you want, then follow along with me. Would love for you to subscribe to the channel. This should be the channel trailer when you get here. And I love you guys. Bye.